Hey, this is Tehsuan Glover, and if you know me, you know I love coffee. This episode is brought to you by Ironside Coffee, and if you have not been to Ironside Coffee yet, you are missing out. Ironside Coffee is at 110 Edison Place, so it's right downtown behind Prudential Center. And when I walked into Ironside Coffee, I saw that they were serving my favorite specialty roasters coffee, Red House Roasters, roasted in Newark, New Jersey. And the espresso was great, and the mocha was great, and the salad was great, and the staff was great, and the space was great, and the vibe was great. And then I found out that on Wednesdays, they host live jazz every Wednesday from 4 to 6. So head down to Ironside Coffee. Maybe you just want to do some work for a couple of hours. Maybe you want to get a work and lunch in. Maybe you want to have a walk-in talk meeting, grab a coffee and walk. But when you go, tell them I sent you. How are you feeling today?
I feel really good today.
Yeah.
How are you? Thanks for
I feel
having me
fantastic.
over.
The pleasure is all mine. All mine. I love these conversations. Like, I love having just like, let's sit still and get to know each other, genuinely conversations. And this has been like such a dope vehicle to me of like how to have the conversation. So like talking about your like self-perception and like how you have seen yourself in the story of life and like what your identity is, what direction you see yourself going in, you know what I mean? Like how you've pivoted in life. Like all these things are expressions of how we see ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe I should live a certain way. I believe there's a certain way of life that's appropriate for Tehsuan Glover. You know what I mean? And I live that way. You know what I mean? And everybody's like living the way that they feel is genuinely appropriate for them. And so for some people, that way looks very different than their childhood. For some people, that way looks exactly like their childhood. You know what I mean? And it's just so interesting to see like how we make even some small choices about like, you know, how I'm going to choose to wear my hair this season. Am I going to grow a beard or not? Like all this stuff is just little indicators.
Do you realize how much of a luxury that is?
To be self-aware?
To make the decision to live your life the way you want to on your terms. That's
Yeah.
actually so luxurious.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's wildly fortunate.
It is a rich mentality.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with assets
Right.
or money
Right.
or any other type of currency.
Yeah.
That is like such a luxury to be in a space where you honor yourself, to give it enough thought to say, this is how I would like to live my life.
Yeah.
And then like the second level of that is just doing the damn thing.
Right.
Right? Like you can sit around and idealize what you want your life to be all the time, right?
Yep.
But actually like doing it and living in it is the most fulfilling part.
Yeah.
Because then you're not constantly like running towards this thing.
Right. Right. Yeah. And you get to live with memories of proof of concept.
For sure.
Like, I know this thing works because at Thursday when such and such happened, like it showed up. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I know it's real. I know it's true.
Absolutely.
You know? And then like it's interesting to me how it can show up like opposite in people's lives who are connected. Like there are certain aspects of our paths and our identities and self-perceptions and whatnot that will conflict with people that we're close to. You know what I mean? And it's like there is such a powerful benefit to establishing like how will I navigate in such a circumstance or scenario. You know what I mean? Like how would I show up? Will I show up as like for example, my mom, when she was younger, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses knocked on her door one day and it was the right time in her life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so that's a path she chose. I was born, she was Jehovah's Witness, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, you know what I mean? But I chose a different path. And it's like, I can value and appreciate that at whatever point that was in my mom's life, that was right on time for what she needed, like just what she needed, you know what I mean, based on how she saw herself. You know, she might have just felt like, I need a greater sense of structure or whatever the thing, you know, that religion offered. You know what I mean? And like for me personally, I need to not be in that type of structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but like I truly value that need. My need is not a better need.
Yeah.
It's just my need. Yeah, her need was her need. And I'm thankful for her needs and that she got them when she got them. Because whatever I am, I'm thankful for all of that things that contribute to the recipe.
Again, that's a very rich mindset. I mean, we're gonna always circle back to that because the only reason why you're able to do that is simply because you have confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence really is the deciding factor in how successful you're going to be, right? And confidence doesn't always mean like I'm the best. Confidence just kind of means that regardless, right? Like, and being really vulnerable about your mistakes and really being like open and transparent to share it with other people. Like, I love to talk about like all the times that I failed. Those are really good stories. All the times of me doing well, it's not that interesting, right? But the things that I had to overcome and the challenges that I had, like I have one particular story I love to tell people. Literally, anytime I get asked to do an interview, I like creep this in. So I grew up here in Newark and I grew up in the South Ward in Seth Boynton. And I went to Dayton Street School for a little bit of the second grade because I had moved back to Newark from Buffalo with my mom and her husband. And so when I went to school, they were like, oh, you know, Suffiyah's really smart. You may want to consider putting her in another school, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, my grandmother found St. Philip's Academy. And I went there from 3rd to 6th grade. And at the time, I mean, Philip's Academy now goes, I think, up to high school. But at the time, it stopped at the 6th grade. This is when it was in that little red house on Rector Street. And so several schools came to recruit children to go to 7th grade somewhere else. So I ended up going to the Hudson School in Hoboken. And so my mother, she was like, you know, I'm going to take you on your first day. But like, pay attention because I'm going to come get you. But I'm not taking you day 2. I definitely could not imagine my daughter going from Seth Boynton on the 24 to Broad and Market. Then I got on the 13 or 39 or the 27 and went to Broad Street Station. I got on the train, went to Hoboken. And so, of course, like my grandmother, she worked at Rutgers Law School at the time. So she broke me off with a couple dollars. She's like, this is your emergency money. If you ever need to get home, this is the money you use. Well, I don't know about you in the 7th grade. It was on. As soon as I got that money, man, it burned a hole in my pocket. Pretzels, ice cream, everything. And so lo and behold, the day came. Train wasn't running. And I was able to get to Newark Penn, but I always would get Newark Broad Street Station. So I didn't really know how to get from Penn Station, right? Like back up to get on the 24 to go home. So my grandmother was like, well, where's your emergency money? So I called her, Colette, in Lincoln Park. I said, well, I spent it. She said, I think you're going to have to walk. So you know what Freeland Heisen was back in 1995. So I walked in the rain with a saxophone, right? And to this day, I keep cash in my pocket. It don't matter if it's just 20. I keep at least $20 at all times. So that kind of thing, right? Like you said, it's really dependent upon maybe it's just like you were when you were a child, or the opposite. That particular experience that happened when I was in the 7th grade, I've never forgotten it. And after that, I kept money in my pocket, but I also would play my saxophone on the train to get money to spend. Hustler. Absolutely. So, you know, I think the confidence of you being able to be like, I appreciate my mom for everything that she did for me. And I recognize her not just as my mom, but as a woman. And you now understanding probably a little bit better her circumstance as to why she needed that particular structure, right? But now you, having probably grown up super structured, now you may feel like you need something different to fulfill the things and to fill your cup in your life. And that's confidence that put that there because you know how many people are stuck just following what they were told, not because they don't want to do something else, but they are so stuck in fear to try something different.
Yeah.
They're so stuck in afraid of failing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to fail.
Yeah.
I failed so much, right? Like, I done went to failure boot camp.
Right.
So I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah.
Which is a gift, right? That's a luxury.
It's a luxury. It's a luxury to be able to see failure as not fatal.
Oh yeah. It's a part of the process, really. Because you really don't learn when you get it right. It's like the first time you go bowling, you get a strike. They're like, how'd you get that strike? I don't know. But after how many gutter balls that you know, oh, I need to step with this foot. When I put the ball down, I got to do like this. I got to step to the side. I want my arm to be over the middle, right? Yeah. So only after you don't bowl a strike 60 times do you figure out your formula for how you're going to get a strike.
Yeah. You know, that, like, I wonder about that idea, though, of, like, that we don't learn from success. Because, like, I think if we are humble in the success, you can still learn in it. I think the factor between whether you learn through a successful experience or not is your humility in that moment.
But what are you learning? Because you got it right.
Well, yeah, you can learn to trust yourself.
Okay.
Getting it right. You can learn you learn what it feels like to sustain your principles in the moment. You know what I mean? You can learn the degree. I had an experience once where it was like a uncomfortable and in certain areas like dramatic bad business exchange, right? And bad in the soap opera of it.
Gotcha.
But like at the end, what was promised was delivered. What was promised was paid. You know what I mean? But throughout it, there was some soap opera. And in the soap opera, I remember having conversations with my partners and about how, like, just what's going on. You know what I mean? Because like I'm the one having the meetings and going through going through the episode. But my partners were like nervous for me because like this is some large institution.
Okay.
And they're unhappy that I'm
the guy
setting very firm terms. They're not pleased with this at all. Right? And I'm like, this is how we can do the business together.
Yeah.
We cannot, but if we are to, it'll be this way.
Okay. And
some of the soap opera influence, like, oh, we got to get super firm because no, we don't have room for that, right? But the point is, I learned that even the people closest to me with the most confidence in me might be afraid in the moment for my faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't let their fear influence. Like, I learned so many things in that moment that I consider a getting it right moment. And I call it getting it right mostly because there was no disrespect. And so there's no resentment. And if I had to do it again, I would do it exactly that way again. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to shuffle my thought. Not learning through failure necessarily, but learning through challenge.
For sure.
Challenge. Because sometimes, like, just the luck of the draw, you got lucky.
Yeah.
When you get it right.
Yep.
But it's like you need a little bit of static to get more firm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you gotta, whatever it is has to push against you standing up straight.
Yes.
And you gotta stand up straight with some effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it might be easy to stand up straight most days, but at this moment, you're gonna have to earn your posture.
Yes. Yes. You gotta dig that heel in a little bit to get some footing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, agree completely.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say recently how like there's no story that's a good story without something hard or painful. There's no story that's a good story.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like we should have so much more value for the unpretty parts of the stories.
Yeah.
Because like, especially
that makes it fun.
That makes it so much fun.
That's the secret.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think people get so paralyzed by fear of it not going right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it does not bother me at all when it's not going right.
Yeah.
Like just like opening my business 4 weeks after COVID,
mm-hmm.
right? Like I could have never predicted that,
mm-hmm.
but that really is what kind of thrusted me into like being, going viral.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was really like, I want to go to a Black dentist. Everything was happening with George Floyd at the time.
Yep.
And so, people were really dialed in and nobody was outside. So everyone was on their devices. So anytime someone came to my office, like it went haywire.
Yeah.
And so it was like, in the moment of opening the business, I was like, oh my God, right? Like I quit my job. I have a new baby.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to eat?
Right.
And then it really turned into like, wow, I can stay home with my baby.
Yeah.
I can continue to nurse my baby, right? Like I can really just like enjoy. I mean, the whole world is in disarray. It ain't just me.
Right.
There was no woe is me moment. It's like woe is everybody.
Yeah.
Just aside from challenge, people, losing their life. People bringing life into the world in a way that they did not expect.
Yeah.
Right? Like whatever their birth plan was, it was not that. So everything was just completely different. And so now when I have challenges, which happen all the time, especially as an entrepreneur, it's like a puzzle to me. It's become a bit of a game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you kind of have to have the mentality of like, I like an adventure.
Yeah.
Otherwise, being an entrepreneur is not for you.
Right. Yeah.
You got to enjoy, the organized chaos a bit.
Yeah.
And as a dentist job is kind of boring. Sorry, all my other dentist friends, right? But then we're drilling, we're filling, we're taking out, we're putting something in.
Right.
And I'm a children's dentist, so then I have to deal with the behavior component.
Yeah.
And I love my job, but it's not like riveting, right? Like no one's like, ooh, tell me about your day.
Yeah.
Right? But it's the part of entrepreneurship that is spicy.
Yeah.
That I love.
Yeah.
So you need that, and I think that's why I haven't quit dentistry, because I can be doing the same procedure, but every single kid, every single family is different.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm just like accustomed to dealing with it.
Yeah.
It's like when it's too easy, I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. It's like being Batman and not being able to use your toys.
Yes.
Like I would like, give me something I can use.
I've developed all these skills.
Yeah.
Like, when is something gonna come rolling down the street?
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
So I've grown to like right now. Yeah. I love when we get a patient and the mom is like, he went crazy at the other dentist.
Yeah.
This is my kind of kid.
Right.
Like I love it.
Right.
Or the parents like, upset about something. And I'm like, sit down. I'm like, what is going on? I just met them. What is going on? It's not us. We are just dentists.
Right.
What's really the tea?
Yeah.
I don't know. They getting a divorce. They having a bad day. They got a car accident.
Yep.
So it's really, that part of the job. And even my staff, like my team, they're always like, this is not a real place.
Right.
Like it is crazy stuff happening.
Yeah.
Like one kid brought a birthday cake. They want to celebrate their birthday with us. This was not a Newark family. This was not a Black family. And they're like, it is so fun here. And like we cut off the lights. We put on Stevie Wonder. We blew out candles.
Yeah.
Not a real place. Chaotic.
That's beautiful.
But fun. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. So I kind of have just, started to love that. But that does not come without its challenges also.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm like my office is not a good place for everyone to work. Right? Because the atmosphere is so chill and so like
relaxed
that a person that's not mature or doesn't have discipline they may not find themselves able to really get their footing. Like we don't have a manager. Like the onus is on you to do a good job.
Right.
This is a clear job description.
Right.
And, let's shake on it.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is an agreement.
Right.
I'm expecting to not have to do this because you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And in exchange, I'm going to give you money.
Yeah.
And the music is going to be hitting every day.
Yeah.
And we're going to get some cool stuff to wear. And every now and again, I'm going to order some food. We're going to go out, have a little fun.
Right.
But if you do not show up to work, or you call out all the time, or you are late, or you don't, you are not treating each other with respect, you're not treating our patients with love and care, then you can't work here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you are important. This is not a huge organization.
Right.
It's 13 of us.
Right.
Every single person is an integral part of the team.
Right.
So if you cannot show up every day, then this is not for you.
Yeah.
Right. So I like to tell that to people when they're interviewing.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, I can do it. And I'll be like, I want you to go think about it. Don't quit your good job that they let you cut up.
Right.
You can't do that over here.
Right,
I know you see people laughing and joking. Yeah. You hear SWV in the background. Right. This ain't that. We're serious.
Yes,
Underneath the guise of fun.
Right.
You are responsible for doing something when you come and join the team.
Let me ask you, like, was there anything previous to opening the office that made it so that you wanted to have this type of environment, or did it happen in the office?
It's my personality.
Right.
Like, even when I worked at other dental offices, I always had a great rapport with the staff.
Yeah.
It's just who I am.
Yeah.
It's just me.
But here it's different because you are the conductor of the orchestra.
Yes.
So
I'm probably even more, like, probably too casual because I'm the only.
Okay.
Right. I don't have anyone to answer to.
Right.
So now I'm like, girl, you better close that.
That's
$30 for that wipe that we need, Or I'll be like, I'm allowed to be, like, even more colorful, which I love, which I love. And the staff loves it too. We all, even people that I've had to let go, they still bring their kids to us. They still come by, hang out with us. And they'll be like, yeah, doc, I was wilding. Like, I know you were.
Yeah.
But there's no love lost.
Right. I think that speaks to something that I've experienced in, like, establishing a relaxed atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And I get it from having worked in a relaxed atmosphere in a previous work. And it was similar, like, music played, like, it was very relaxed. They went to the bar every day after work. Mm-hmm. But everybody in the room was a ninja with theirs.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed up as a ninja every day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that you are in a position to be more colorful, and because you take the lead in the respect. Like, nobody has out-respected you in the way that you respect everybody and yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so having led in that way, it makes it so, like, the colorfulness is, like, it can be truly seen as personality and not like, oh, the rules don't apply to her.
For sure.
You know, because, like, now you establish and follow the rules in a way that it makes everybody able to work together.
And when things go awry, I'm the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
So even if I didn't do anything wrong, someone else did, it's like, listen, let's all get back on track.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm in charge of keeping us going forward.
Right.
But I think you said something really poignant. It's all about trust. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I have the first person I hired still works at my office. Mm-hmm. We have a great relationship. Yeah. And then the second person that's been there the longest is about 4 years. Uh-huh. My daughter, who's 5, loves her. So, my daughter's 5, my office is 5. Right. So my daughter's been coming in there since she was in diapers. Yeah. And so much so that my daughter thinks my assistant, Kelly, is her best friend. You cannot tell her otherwise. Them two together in a selfie is the screensaver on her iPad. Yeah. And so last week, Kelly was like, she's always wants to hang out, wants me to come over. I'm going to take her out. Like, we're going to have a play date. And I'm like, Kelly, you sure? She's like, no, I'm sure. Yeah. So this past weekend, I took her to Kelly's house, and my daughter, when I pulled up, I saw her just laughing. Yeah. And she saw my car and was like, I was like, Eden, you had a good time. She's like, till you pulled up.
Oh.
Right? Like, she loves Kelly so much.
Yes.
And I trust Kelly, right? Like, we've been working together for years.
Right.
You know, I have had my personal issues. Kelly's had her personal issues. We all have in the office.
Yeah.
But, you know, in those moments, we've given each other grace.
Yeah.
You know, when my daughter's in the office, Kelly really takes care of her. Like, she gets dropped off there after school. My daughter doesn't run to me. She runs to Kelly.
Got you. Yeah,
She's like, Kelly, I'm gonna see you at home. You know, Kelly, what's up?
Right.
So really that environment, it just makes me feel like so good. Like, to me, that's the success.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a dentist a long time, like 15, 16 years, I think. Ooh, it's been a long time. 16 years. Wow, I've been a dentist for 16 years. So I've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
And so I can drill teeth. I can do it fast. You know, I can charm the kids, but success really is like having a team that continues to work like work for my vision.
Right.
And one of the first things I started, every employee has to learn how to make a balloon animal. And that's just because it's a nice cheap thing to give away. Yeah. And it's a distraction. Yeah. Right. So as I'm talking to the parent about the serious stuff, I'm twisting up a balloon. And so I taught Kelly how to do it. Kelly is like badass. Yeah. So even now, like, people, when they come to the office, they're like, Kelly, like, so Kelly has done birthday parties to make her own money. Yeah. I'm like, Kelly, just like get a business card. Like, you should do it. Right. And she's like, Doc, I don't know. I'm like, yes. And clients from here want you. Yeah. You can start your own business. Yeah. And she started her own business. So she'll go do birthday parties, twisting balloons. Yeah. So it's great, right? Like, I have a girl in my office that is a nail tech, like licensed. And she gets clients. Now, you're not there like, hey, welcome to Brilliant Smiles. You want your nails done? You want a balloon? Right. But we have such a relaxed atmosphere that we're like, hey, you know, what's up? What you doing this weekend?
So she does house calls?
Yes. So, like, everybody has been able, even my first hygienist is another business owner here in Newark. She owns Proud to Be Me. And she had the ice cream place, Jasmine. Yeah. And so the same way, like, you know, we tell people about her center. You know, we told people about Neighborhood Scoops when it was open. Yeah. So really just being like collaborative, open, and, you know, just being a normal person. Like, I'm a dentist, but like, I'm a kid's dentist. Like, nobody cares about that, right? Like, nobody knows if I'm doing the right thing, but really how you treat your staff, treat others in the community, and treat your patients. And honestly, even more so than the patients, your staff. Yeah. Like, they see you every single day. Right. So I feel, you know, very lucky and very confident in that. So like, when I interview people, I'm like, no, it is a luxury to work here, because I actually respect people that work here, right? Like, you don't work for me. Right. You are a vital member of my team. And I couldn't be successful without people that are really dialed in. Yeah.
And 13 strong, that's hardcore.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. Yeah.
But that's like typical of a new business, right? You're like overstaffed. And then over time, you kind of, you know, hone things in.
I don't think that's the trajectory for you.
But we rocking.
I think it's fun. The client grows.
And now we got like a guy on our team. Grows.
Oh, say word.
Yeah, we got a guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and another one starting next week.
So it's no more She Woman Man Hitters Club,
No. We got a guy in there. Dentistry is known for being like so woman filled all the time. Yeah. But yeah, we got a guy.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Man, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I love hearing you talk about your stories. And
I think they're everyone's story, right? Like, mine has different characters in a different timeline, but so much of us live kind of parallel to each other, right? Like, it's not going to be exact, but it's very similar.
The occurrences or the experience of it?
Just ebbs and flows, right? Like, I don't think that there's one single person, right? Black or white, young or old, confident or not, society deemed successful or not, whose life has not gone like this.
Oh, for sure.
So my story isn't anything like.
So here's the thing, though. It is the degree to which we all see our highs and lows that is the nuance, I'll say. Like, some people really believe their life is low, and the highs are just minor bumps. and they live a life of victimhood and like sorrow and misery and woe is me.
Yeah.
And it's because my grandma died and my grandma is never coming back. So that means my life is never getting back on track.
Yeah.
And there are people who believe that it's so good that you can find fun in the bad. You can find beauty in the unpretty. You can find a lesson in your struggle, right? Yeah. Which brings value to the lows. You know what I mean? And then there's people who just are super even keeled. It's just the monotony and the, you know, continuum of day after day after day is just I think we're all taught to see our life in a certain arch where like the 20 years old is this threshold of like you're an adult now. Mm-hmm. Like 18 technically, but like 20 is like, nah. Yeah. That's what you believe. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you believe that your life will take a certain, trajectory by the time you're 50, 60. Mm-hmm. And then your life is going to take a, act 3. And like, and it's like, all right, that's a way to see it. But once you are 45, you look at 20 as like, oh, you fucking baby.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean? And thank goodness you still have the support system that you don't even realize you have. Yeah. Because you think, oh, I'm such an adult at 20. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know this, I know that.
Right. Yeah. And I'm paying my own cell phone bill.
Yeah. Whoa.
But there's like this, it is the thing that creates so much nuance and difference in how we all see our lives is like the degree to which we see the highs as high and the lows as lows. You know what I mean?
That's a great point. I mean, I do live with I'm like the second person you described. The person that sees the beauty in the pain. Yeah. Right? Like I remember, I don't know how long ago, but it was a quote. It said, "Nothing lasts forever, good or bad." Mm-hmm. So if it's going good, put on your seatbelt. Yeah. Some shit is up the road. Yeah. If it's going bad, just hold it together. Yeah. The sun is going to come out. So it's like, none of us can predict what's going to happen. Yeah. You can kind of make all the right decisions. Yeah. And not get to your destination. Right. And then you can see someone else who is like making all the wrong decisions and they keep getting blessed. Mm-hmm. And, I guess to some people, their mentality for that would be like, well, why even try? Right. Right. But I'm like, the time gonna pass anyway. Yeah. What you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah. There's like, no timeouts for this thing.
It's you got to get in the game. Yeah. But back to like the first thing that you mentioned, mm-hmm. How is it that you want your life? Mm-hmm. What is it that you want? And I have chosen to live a life of adventure and, just try to make the best decisions to protect myself as I go along this adventure. Yeah. But kind of just have fun because none of us know when it's the last act. Right. Right. So just to try to, enjoy yourself and, it is delightful. Having what Glorilla said it best. That's why she loved tomorrow. Today was a wild day for me. It was ugly outside. We had a lot of patience. I had to go like on a lunch meeting and walk in the rain. Mm-hmm. But tomorrow is going to be a whole different day. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. Right. And I'm excited for it. Yeah. Win, lose, or draw. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but completely clean slate.
Yeah, but it's, it's coming anyway.
Right. You ever heard of this guy, Alan Watts?
No.
He was like this British guy who traveled east and then came back west and shared the things that he learned from the yogis and Buddhas and whatnot. And he talks about how the essence of life is play. It's like if you look at life at an essential level, it's a thing to play. And Things like when you think about music, it's like you play music. Doesn't matter how serious the song is, you play it. You know what I mean? And when you talk to musicians, playing it means a very specific thing. Like, it doesn't mean playing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Play it means something of substance, you know? And he talked about how dancing, he's like, you know, we look at life as like a destination we're trying to get to. And it's like, we're trying to get to that act 3 with some money. And then, you know what I mean? Or like, we're trying to get to, you know, these like points in life, you know what I mean? And he's like, you know, if you look at it like dancing, like you're never trying to get to a specific point on the floor. The point of dancing is to dance. You know what I mean? Like there is no better spot than any other on the floor.
Yep.
You know? And in life, it's the same way. The point of it is to be in it. You know what I mean? Not to try to arrive anywhere.
Yeah. You're there.
You're there. Like wherever you are, you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said, just as much as you have no idea when it's over for you, like you have no idea when and how the abundance might hit, or the opportunity, or the saving, or the whatever. And if you're so stuck on, this is something that I'm going to arrive at in 3 years, and then something happens tomorrow and somebody drop a big ass opportunity on my lap,
you'll miss it.
I will absolutely miss it. It, fumble it, ignore it, procrastinate on it.
Yeah.
Because I'm stuck on like, this is a 3 years from now thing. It's like, oh, you weren't dancing.
Yeah.
And the music was playing, and that was the breakdown right there.
Was it.
That was the moment.
Yeah.
And you was like, but I'm not over there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know, so like it really helped me to be mindful of the way if I get serious about my understanding of the wordplay and how much dimension there is to it and depth there is to it, and apply that to life, it's like, oh, it is something to be light and open and available for. You know what I mean? Like I would be light and open and available for anything that I play. Like you can't play anything closed off and cold, and you know what I mean, and play it well.
Yeah, and you see that in children.
Yeah.
You put 10 kids that never met in a room, they may start off shy. Once they start playing, it's a universal language.
Yep.
Whether you speak the same language, play is universal.
Yeah.
Laughter is universal.
Yeah.
All those things.
Yep.
Flirting, love is even, universal. So, not for sure. But I have to say one thing before you kick me out.
Okay.
It is such a calm, like sitting in here, right? Like I had a crazy day. I have something to do later, but I feel so chill. It's almost like the cocoa butter Mr. Rogers experience. No, real talk.
Oh, real talk. Thank you so very much.
You come, you sit down, you're just having a chat. Wow. You need to get something to build, like a Lego.
Okay.
Or you need, something to add to the set.
Okay.
Yes. Like a game, like a card game.
Yeah.
A quick hand of Uno. Oh man, this is gold.
Thank you very much.
This is gold.
Thank you very much. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I love the Lego idea.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm not even into Legos, but as a shared experience thing, it's like, let's just make a farm or make a city or make whatever.
Make anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant.
Just
yeah.
Telling you. Or you know what? Those little magnets. Oh, telling you. It's so cathartic.
Yeah, they're like just a chain.
Having a chat.
Thank you very, very much.
No, it feels very warm. Go get me a blanket.
Okay.